No secrets where the influence for this one came. This is 100% celebrating the glory of 80s surfboards, 1980s. I'm a child of the 80s. I learned how to surf, an awkward kind of slow motion, super stoked amp wannabe surfer in the early 80s. And this was kind of the de facto kind of look. Flat decks, beak nose, bold bright colors. But we've kind of sort of combined it with what we've learned over the years of, you know, modern design and modern shaping. The RAD RIPPER actually has a nice single concave under the front foot. It allows us to use a little more rocker than we did back in the 80s. Still spirals off into a noticeable and healthy amount of V under the back foot. Through the fins with some V, keeps the wide tail kind of loose and playful underfoot. Low entry rocker, beak nose, flat deck, steep rails, but tucked under soft. Back in the day, these would have been almost like a corner here, you know, but now they're kind of rolled under soft to make it work better with the single concave. Bold, loud, big, obnoxious logos. One of my first logos from 1988 or so. Not quite 87, but this would have been in the late 80s. Early Mayhem logo. One of the bitchin' things about boards in the 80s were all the cool rail logos that all the brands had. I wanted to implement something like that. RAD RIPPER, the graphic package. Just a lot of fun. Features a spiral, which happens to be our first t-shirt that we ever did. 5-fin setup. A lot of guys like it as a quad. More heavy-footed power surfers still ride it as a thruster, but if you want it loose and playful, a lot of guys like it as a quad. And you know what this really is, it's still, you know, it's a pointy nose shortboard, but the dimensions and the volumes and the thickness, they kind of make it so it's a board that an average surfer can ride. If you want to still ride a pointy nose performance looking shortboard, but you're kind of a low level to moderate surfer, this is an easy one to do that with. It glides, it paddles, it's stable, and kind of easy to turn because of that V in the tail. The wing is set forward about 12 inches, so you don't have to be like a guy that has his foot wedged way back on the tail block. Anywhere behind this wing is kind of a sweet spot to turn. You can stand way up here and still turn this thing. And when you stand a little forward, you get a lot of glide and easy speed. Great, easy riding board. Super fun for the bros, a little nostalgia, and what was really fun and interesting is over the last couple of years, all of our team riders and pros could kind of cut loose on this thing and make it look like it's a really fun board. Coming to San Clemente when I was about 17 and starting to build surfboards, the whole local scene was kind of centered around uppers. You know, Chris McElroy and that crew, everyone was ripping at uppers. And like Dino and Dino, we were riding really low entry boards that look a lot like this. This board really fits the curve of the wave at Trussell's. This is like a proper Trussell's surfboard where the wave's kind of flattered in the face and long stretched out down the line. It just really matches well with sort of flat-faced, smooth, you know, mellow arc waves that we have here in San Clemente and the Trussell's area. The RAD RIPPER.